If you've been meaning to get started with AI, but every tutorial you've found seems to assume you already know what you're doing, then this video is for you. By the end of this video, you're going to have done 3 things that will actually save you time this week, not next month, this week. No jargon, no 10 different tools to choose from, just 3 practical things you can do today, starting from nothing. Before we get into the practical side, I want to give you 3 specific reasons this is worth your time. Here's the first one. Writing a set of differentiated questions on a topic you've just taught. That used to take me the better part of 40 minutes. With AI, the same task takes about 3. The questions aren't perfect straight away, but they're 80% there, which means the work left is editing, not starting from scratch. Second, drafting a parent email. You know the kind, something sent as if you need to word carefully. That could take 20 minutes of staring at a blank screen. AI can produce a solid first draft in about 30 seconds. And third, creating a revision resource for a topic from yesterday's lesson. Something your students can actually use. It took me 4 minutes, including the time it took to type the prompt. They're the kind of tasks teachers tell me they use AI for the most. Now, I'm not going to tell you that AI does everything well. It doesn't. There are things it gets wrong, and we'll come on to that later. But for specific tasks that eat your planning time, it's genuinely useful in a way that most new tools aren't. So, let's get into it. If you search AI tools for teachers right now, you'll find about 40 different recommendations and a lot of discussion about which tool is best. Ignore all of that for now. There's one tool I want to recommend, and the reason why I'm recommending it is because you've probably got access to it already. It's called Google Gemini, and if you've already got a Google account, you'll have access to it. A lot of schools run on Google already, so you'll have access to it through your school account. You might have a Gmail account for personal use. There's nothing new to create, nothing to download. All you've got to do is go to gemini.google.com, sign in with your Google account. And this is what it looks like. You've got a big box here to type in what you want it to do. You hit enter, it'll respond. I know that sounds a little bit too simple, but that's basically it. It's a conversation. You type in what you want it to do, it responds, you can then respond to that response, and off you go like a little chat. Let's take a look at an example. So in this video, we're going to do 3 prompts together. Each one should take well under 2 minutes. So here's the first one. I'm going to type in a very simple prompt to write some multiple choice questions about water cycle for year 7. Right, 5 multiple choice questions about the water cycle for year 7 students. I'm going to then just hit submit. Now, Gemini's thought it's being helpful, and it's actually generated me an interactive quiz, which is probably a step too far from what I actually want for this. So I'm going to click over here and do try again without the interactive quiz. And it'll just give me my 5 questions on screen like that, with the answers underneath the question, the correct answer, and a quick tip. So in about 15 seconds, we've got 5 questions we can use on the screen. There's answers. Obviously, you check these through first to make sure they're suitable, make sure they're all correct. But the hard part is already done. The blank page has been filled. You've got some ideas you can start to work with. You can do this with any topic. You can change the topic now. You can change the year group. You can ask for more questions. You can ask for short answer questions. Once you've done this, you just need to modify the prompt very simply for different kinds of questions, different year groups, different topics. And if you want to put this into a Word document, you can just click down the bottom here. It'll copy the entire response. You can then paste that into Word or into another document. So the next thing we're going to do is simplify some text. I could go to a textbook. If I've got an online textbook, I'm going to go to BBC Bite Size and grab some text and paste that in. So I'm going to go to BBC Bite Size. I'm going to copy a chunk of text. I'm going to go back into here. I'm going to paste that without the formatting, not on the pictures. Paste that formatting, and then at the top, I'm going to ask, rewrite this for a student who finds reading difficult. Keep the key information, but use simpler language and shorter sentences. Okay, I'm then going to hit submit. And it will simplify the text for you. Again, you can paste in any chunk of text, specify the reading level you want, and it'll go at writing it at that lower level. Again, it's not perfect, but think about how long it'll take you to do that by hand. Again, you've got a starting point. You can adapt a little bit more, edit it through, and just change some words if you want to. And the last one is one that a lot of teachers find really useful and share with their colleagues. I'm going to ask it to write a polite but firm email to a parent explaining their child has been struggling to submit homework on time. The tone should be professional and non-confrontational. The student's name is Jamie. Now again, you're going to want to personalise this, read it through, make sure it's all correct. You're going to want to change some of the details maybe, but the awkward sentences you've spent 10 minutes agonising over are written for you already. You're refining, you're not starting from scratch. If the tone's not right, you can always change it. You could type make it slightly warmer, add a line about wanting to work together. it'll revise it for you. That's how it works. It's just a conversation. You can ask it to do it again and again and again. Now, before I send you off to try this out for yourself, there's a couple of things I want to flag because they trip up a lot of people. The first is expecting AI to read your mind. If you type a vague prompt, you get a vague result. Then you'll close the tab and decide the AI isn't very useful and you won't use it again, which is a shame because the problem isn't the tool. Watch what happens when I write this. It's giving me a vague plan of a lesson. It's not useless, but not particularly useful either. Thing is, it's got no idea what you want. It doesn't know what year you're working with, what subject you're doing. It doesn't know any of the context of what you actually need. So you need to be a little more specific, like this. Write a 50-minute lesson plan for Year 9 Science on the structure of DNA. Include a starter activity, a main task with differentiation for lower ability students, and an exit ticket. The difference is substantial. Same tool, same AI, the only difference is how specific the instruction was. So the principle is this: give it the context it needs to help. What year group, what subject, time available, any specific requirements you have. The more detail you put in, the more useful the lesson plan will be that you get back. I've made some videos on this on how to prompt it better. You can find it in the AI playlist. The second mistake is treating everything it gives you as final. You will hand in the first draft report you've written, so apply the same thinking here. The first response is a starting point. You can ask it to make it shorter, make it snappier, change the tone, all the things you can change just by chatting to it. This back and forth chat is where the real value comes from. Okay, so that's it. I've given you 3 prompts, I've given you 2 things to avoid, and I've given you 1 tool to use in Google Gemini. So here's your next step. Not 5 steps, 1 step. This week, take 1 thing you need to make for school and ask AI to do it for you instead. 1 thing. It could be a worksheet, a set of questions, a letter home, a revision summary, whatever's sitting on your to-do list, get AI to do it. Then come back and tell me in the comments what it was and how it went. I read every single comment on this channel and I want to know what you tried and how it went. If you want to go further, I've got other videos on here that cover how to do better prompts. I've got other videos on how to automate some of these tasks to make things a little quicker for you. Hope you found that video useful. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Cheers. Goodbye.